Honestly, Nevermind by Drake. Yeah. I mean, the album title says it all, really. This is really wasted potential here because this could have been a good album. This could have been, Drake going into the houseier lane, and he has sort of done before with tracks like Passion Fruit. So he has made good stuff of this style before, but yeah, this album just it's very disappointing. Like Certified Lover Boy was just not very good and it was very low effort, and somehow Drake has put even less effort into this project. And do you know what? It's not too bad at the start. There is some good tracks here like Text Go Green and Massive, and I think there is a lot of good production here. Sometimes it goes on a bit too long. Black Coffee's on this album quite a bit, and Black Coffee is a very good house producer who deserves more credit. I think he's starting to get his name. He's had Grammy nominations now, so he is getting his name out there, and this will probably too. But yeah, Drake just doesn't really do much on this project. Like, the tracks I've said that I enjoy, he does enough, or he does something on them, and that means I'm enjoying the tracks here. But there's just a lot of tracks here where Drake's barely on it, or he's not doing much really. Like, dance music, like, I'm not expecting you to give me a dichotomy of your life, but I need a bit of something. If it's a Drake album, then I'm expecting a bit of you on these tracks. I'm not just expecting an instrumental. If not, you should have just let Black Coffee or the other producers on this album release them as solo cuts, to be quite honest. There's some Drake cringe, as there always is. The track Currents has the squeaky bed sound, which is horrible. It makes me wince every time I hear it. And yeah, it's very embarrassing. It's not nice to listen to. It's definitely something I would not listen to in public. Ugh. Then there's the track Calling My Name, where where Drake is talking about a woman calling her down below part, because I'm not allowed to say rude words on YouTube anymore, calling his name, which is like, okay. It's weird. And I don't know, there's just the last half of the album, it drags on so long. It drags and it drags and it drags. And then the final track of this album, because while I enjoyed Jimmy Cooks featuring 21 Savage, and it obviously was a teaser for the record they did later on, and I think that's by far the best track on the project, it's a bonus track, really. It doesn't fit in at all. It's basically like me as a Man United fan turning up to a Man City home game. I would stand out and I don't really belong there. And this track does that, but it's by far the best track. And also there's someone else on it, so it's a nice break from Drake doing nothing. But Liability, which for me is actually the last track, is so boring. It might be one of the most boring, monotonous songs I've heard this year. The use of autotune really doesn't work. The production is dull. It just goes on and on and on. I had to skip it in the end because I was just fed up. And it's not even that long a track. I think it's like 3 minutes of it, maybe 4 minutes. But yeah, this album really is wasted potential. I think in some respects it's not worse than Certified Lover Boy, but I think more for the fact that that album at least was consistent in a way. Consistently not good, but it was consistent and there was stuff happening there, and the features sort of kept your brain from going bleh. But this album is just wasted potential. It really is. And I think in a year where we had Beyonce's Renaissance, which was a fantastic record, one of my favourite Beyonce albums personally, it's very clear that someone in the mainstream can do a good house record, and Drake just didn't. And I feel sorry for the producers, really, because their production here has been very much wasted. But yeah, honestly, Nevermind, it's what it says in the title.